The representation of dark-skinned black women in pop culture during the 1990s and 2000s was complex, shaped by a mix of progress, colorism, and underrepresentation. The 90s saw a few iconic moments where dark-skinned women broke through into mainstream, though not always without challenges. Starting with television, Tatiana Ali, who played Ashley Banks on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, she brought a fresh-faced, intelligent portrayal of a young dark-skinned girl growing up in a wealthy black family. Monique, starring in The Parkers, helped reshape the idea of what a leading woman could look like. Bold, funny, and plus-sized. Gabrielle Union started gaining popularity in the late 90s, often cast as the mean girl, in earlier roles, but later taking on more complex characters. It was just something about Gabrielle Union during the 90s and 2000s that just was everything, and this is why I think representation is so important and it actually matters, because just seeing someone who looks like you, seeing someone who has the same skin tone as you on television, it makes you see yourself and it doesn't make you feel like an outcast. And I feel like Gabrielle Union was definitely one of those women for me who stood out on television as like one of those really pretty girls that was just one of the it girls. Moving on to music, Lauryn Hill was a major cultural force, winning 5 Grammys for the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill in 1998. She was praised for both her artistry and her beauty, offering representation at a time when Eurocentric beauty standards dominated. Lauryn Hill's face card was definitely tea. Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, she had this very naturalistic look. She had dreads, like locks, very natural look. And the makeup during the time was so bold and so just stunning. I literally don't think it can be recreated. I just think during the time, it was just like a different vibe surrounding like pop culture. Things were just elite back then. Brandy, a teenage icon with her own sitcom, Moesha, and a music career, was significant. Her casting as the first Black Cinderella in 1997, opposite of Whitney Houston, was huge for visibility. Despite their success, these women often face colorism in the industry, cast less frequently as romantic leads, or praised less overtly than lighter-skinned counterparts. In the 2000s, there was some growth, but colorism was still prevalent. The 2000s brought more visibility, but also highlighted how deeply colorism influenced who got to be the face of Black beauty in pop culture. Gabrielle Union, Nia Long, and Regina King became familiar faces in Black cinema. These actresses were often intelligent, grounded, and beautiful, but rarely the mainstream romantic lead outside of Black films. Viola Davis began her rise in late decade, though mainstream acclaim didn't fully hit until the 2010s. Darker-skinned women still often regulated side roles, or portrayed in stereotypical ways, loud, aggressive, or hypersexual. Kelly Rowland has also been very outspoken about colorism in the industry, as well as beauty standards. In a 2013 AdSense interview, she spoke about learning how to love her dark skin, which took years due to societal pressures and lack of representation. She recalled being told by people in the industry that her skin tone would make her less marketable. In the music video era, lighter-skinned women were often cast as love interests or centerpieces. These not only impacted casting in videos, but subtly shaped perception of desirability and value. NDRE promoted natural beauty and self-love through songs like Video, pushing back against mainstream expectations, but remained more niche than crossover. And I don't care what the current climate is, how old I am, I'm always going to preach to the mountaintop about dark-skinned women and how we should be appreciated and we deserve all of the things. One of the main reasons why I wanted to make this video is just because just growing up, there just wasn't a lot of representation in music videos, in movies, etc. There just wasn't any representation. I think now there's been a bit more, but it's still very little. I feel like I can count them on both hands, like top dark-skinned women who are in film and media. I think there's still work to be done because this is going nowhere anytime soon. So I wanted to make a video just showing a spotlight on these women just because they helped shape my childhood. In recent years, we've seen a significant and intentional celebration of dark-skinned Black women in media, fashion, music, and in film. While there's still work to do, the visibility and admiration these women now receive mark a powerful departure from the erasure and marginalization that dominated previous decades. What was once deemed too dark or unmarketable is now being honored as bold, regal, and divine. The language around dark skin has evolved, no longer just a symbol of strength or struggle, but of softness, luxury, sensuality, and power. This has been seen in magazine covers and brand campaigns featuring darker skin tones in their natural glory. Social media movements like Melanin Magic, Black Girl Magic, and Unapologetically Black have all been hashtag scenes on Twitter and other social media websites. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube have allowed dark-skinned creators and influencers to bypass traditional gatekeepers and create their own narratives. Content creators and beauty influencers with darker skin now receive brand deals, recognition, and fan bases that rival celebrities. These platforms also hold media accountable. When erasure of colorism happens, communities rally to call it out and uplift those who are often overlooked. In today's climate, it is no longer enough for someone to just be talented. The culture now asks, are you centering Black women? Are you hiring them, crediting them, and showing their beauty in full color? Dark-skinned women today are not just included, they're being celebrated, revered, and centered.